Good morning, welcome to Thursday. Nearly finished, the week is nearly finished, half term is so close. Okay, so you've got today and tomorrow, then you've got a week off. Lovely. I'm very much looking forward to it, looking forward to a rest, and I'm sure you all are too. Okay, but first we've got 2 days to do, 2 days of work, so keep going. Okay, so your arithmetic today is 7 times tables. You've got some addition where the answer needs to go at the front, so you do them the same way. And then you have got a goal challenge, which is multiplying and dividing by 10. Okay, so good luck with those, take your time, and come back when you're ready for the answers. Okay, so here they are. All the answers here for you, so go through just making sure that you're aware of any errors that you've made. Okay, if you're in the bubble, well, I am in the bubble today, but if people are in the bubble, I always say to them as well, if they've when we put our hands up to see who answered all the ones, who got all the ones that they answered correct, if somebody did get one wrong, we always just check to see if we understand how we went wrong. It's a really good idea. And it will help you for your future learning. So, for this first bit, I'd like you to write down the digits 3, 4 and 5. So don't write 345, make sure they're separated. Okay, and you can either draw or print a place value grid. In fact, you don't even need to print a place value grid, but you can draw it only if you want it. Okay, but you've already got a 0 as your ones. How many possible numbers can you make with those digits? So you've got a 3, a 4 and a 5, but you've already got a 0 in your ones column. So how many other numbers can you make? Okay, so have a go at those. If you'd like to, okay, what you can do is write the numbers 3, 4 and 5 on a piece of paper with a 0, okay, on a piece of paper already, then you can move the numbers around, if it helps you. Okay, so pause the video and come back when you're ready. Okay, so there's a methodical way of working this out. So what I did first is I placed my 3 in my tens. So I had 30 point, and I put my 4 here and my 5 here. So I had 30.45. Then I kept my 3 there and just changed the 4 and the 5 around to make 30.54. Okay, and then I did the same with the 4 in my tens. So I did the 3, 5 and then changed it to 0.53. Then put the 5 in my tens and changed the tenths and hundredths around. Okay, so I wonder how many of you also did it like that. Okay, so let's have a look here then. What does the 3 represent? We did this a couple of days ago. What does the 3 represent in this number? So what is this number? Okay, it's 3.105. What does the 3 represent? It's 3 ones, okay, so 3 wholes. So we can add our ones to our place value grid at the bottom. What does the 1 represent? Okay, if we look at our place value grid, we know it represents tenths. And then we've got the 0, which represents hundredths. Oh, but what about the 5? What does the 5 represent? Okay, have a think back to the skill for today. Can you work out what the 5 represents? So at the moment we've got 3.10, but we need to write 3.105. So we're going to make it into thousandths. Okay, the 5 represents 5 thousandths in this number. So our new number now is 3.105. Okay. So you may have noticed as well on the place value grid, when we have a normal place value grid, which is showing us thousands, hundreds, tenths and ones, it's actually the same, but it's going the opposite way because the numbers get 10 times smaller. Okay, so we're dividing by 10, not dividing 3 by 10, but as we move the columns to the right, they get 10 times smaller. So with that in mind, we've got one whole. How many tenths will be in one whole? Okay, it's 10 tenths, okay, because we divide 1 by 10 and it gives us 0.1. So we've got 10 tenths make one whole. Okay, we've got 1/10 this time. How many hundredths make up 1/10? Okay, so we've got 1/10, and it's going to be 10 hundredths make up 1/10 because we've divided by 10. So last of all, have a guess. We've got 100ths. How many thousandths make up 100th? Okay. I wonder if you guessed, it's 10. So 10 thousandths make up 100ths. There you go. Okay, so as I said before, so there are place value grids and the resources for you to print out if you want to. You need 3 for this activity. Okay, for this part of the lesson, for this independent practice, you need 3 grids, or you can write it out 3 times. Okay, so I'd like you to represent these numbers on a place value grid using the counters. Okay, so you've got 4 wholes, 4 tenths, 4 hundredths, 4 thousandths, 2.357, 5 tenths, 7 hundredths, and 5 thousandths. Okay, if you are working from home, the colour of the counters, the colours of the counters are with the place value grid resource as well, or you can just rewind to see the colours. In actual fact, the grey, the hundredths and thousandths are like grey and brown. They're not the best colours. Okay, so use a place value grid to help you with that. Come back once you've done that and we'll move on. Okay, so looking at these numbers, which of them have 6 thousandths? Okay, look carefully. It's really easily to be confused when you're looking at place value with decimal numbers, because you automatically, or not you, but people automatically think it's thousands, hundreds, tenths and ones, but it's not. Okay, so have a real good look. Okay, so we know this 0 here represents ones. We know this represents tenths. This represents hundredths. This represents thousandths. Has it got 6 thousandths? Yes, it has. Okay, here we've got 0.614. It has got a 6. Does this 6 represent thousandths? No, because we know that the 0 is ones, 6 is tenths, 100th and 4 thousandths. Okay, so we've got 0.668. We've got 0 ones, 6 tenths, 6 hundredths, 8 thousandths. So that hasn't got 6 thousandths. Here we've got 0 ones, 6 tenths, 0 hundredths and 6 thousandths. So that is correct. Over here, over here we haven't got any 6's at all. So this one definitely hasn't got 6 thousandths. So last of all, we've got 0 ones, 1 tenth, 9 hundredths, 6 thousandths. So that has 2. Okay, well done if you managed to spot all of those. Okay, have a go at matching the decimal numbers to their equivalent fraction. So you've done these before. Okay, you just have to think carefully about the place value, because we've got 0.47, we've got 0.407 and 0.047. So which one goes where? Pause the video, have a go, come back when you're ready. Okay, so we've got 0.47. Where's that going to go? Okay, well, it's going to go here because the 0.47 is the same as 0.470. Okay, so it's 470 over 1,000. 470 thousandths. We've then got 0.407. Okay, now we can see that one is going to go down here because it's 407 thousandths, which means last of all we've got 0.047 because we haven't got any tenths. So that's going to give us 47 thousandths. Let's have another go. Okay, pause the video again, see if you can work this one out, and then come back when you're ready for the answers. So we've got 0.901. Where's that one going to go? Okay, well, we don't need to add 0 at the end because we've already got our hundredths. Okay, our thousandths, sorry. So we've got our tenths, our hundredths, our thousandths. So 901 is 901 thousandths. We've then got 0.91. So we've got our tenths, we've got our hundredths, which must mean there's 0 thousandths. Okay, so it's 0.910, which is the same as 910 thousandths. And then we've got 0.091, which is the same as 91 thousandths. So have a go at doing that. Use the example here to help you. Okay, so pause the video. I'd like you to write the number out, so 0.93. Write the equivalent decimals and fractions to whether what they are. So obviously this one is a decimal, so you need to write the equivalent fraction. If you've got a fraction, you need to write the equivalent decimal. So you can just write 0.93 equals, and then the fraction over 1,000. Okay, this here isn't the answers, it's just to remind you, okay, of the different, the hundredths, tenths and thousandths that we've got and their equivalent fractions. So as I say, pause the video, have a go, write that down in your books and come back when you're ready to move on. Okay, I forgot to tell you the whilst you wait bit before I gave you the answers. In fact, I haven't got the answers for this bit because they're on the resources for you. Okay, but if you did want an extra challenge, you can try this whilst you wait. You just need to find the odd one out. Okay, so if you want to do that now, then absolutely go for it. Pause the video and I will tell you the answer when you come back. Okay, so the odd one out here is actually 0.068. Okay, because 0.68 is equivalent to this fraction, 0.608 is equivalent to that fraction. So for this one, we would actually need a fraction of 68 over 1,000. So that's the odd one out. Okay, final thought then. Can you match the children to their numbers? So Jaden says, my number has 5 tenths, 7 hundredths and 0 thousandths. Bella says, my number has 0 tenths, 7 hundredths and 5 thousandths. And Oscar says, my number has 0 tenths, 5 hundredths and 7 thousandths. Okay, can you match the children to the correct numbers that they've got? Okay, pause the video, come back and I will show the answers. Okay, so Jaden has got 5 tenths. Which of these numbers have 5 tenths? Okay, it is of, oops, done the wrong order again. Okay, so in that case I'm going to show you. So Jaden has 5 tenths. We know this is tenths, this is hundredths. Okay, Bella has a number with 0 tenths. So this is 0, this is 0 tenths. But she's got 7 hundredths and 5 thousandths, whereas Oscar's got 5 hundredths and 7 thousandths. So well done if you managed to get those in the right order. Okay, I did get them right, I just didn't get them showing up at the right time, but we can't do everything right all the time. So Anything that you didn't get the answers for on the screen today will be on the resources for you. And also, what I will tell you is, before I go, also on the resources there is a oh no, don't worry about that, that's for tomorrow. So that's it for me today. I am back with you tomorrow morning for more maths. So have a lovely afternoon, and I will see you then. Bye.